Hi everybody, welcome to Life Inspired with Shannon Parsons. I'm Shannon, and today I have the privilege of interviewing Russell and Simon of Share Hope USA. You guys, thank you so much for coming to be here with me.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So Simon, you are 10 or 11 right now?
11.
11. And this is a project that you started when you were only 8 years old, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I know the homeless on the streets don't have things that we have, and I want to give them what they need. We were driving on the freeway, exiting the freeway, and I saw a homeless person, and I wanted to give him $5, but we have already passed him. And I told my dad, why are they on the streets? And he told me, well, they don't have homes, something happened with their family, or they don't have money. And I said, well, I want to help them. And we started an organization that night, and we had a Facebook page, a YouTube page, a Snapchat.
You started that night.
Yes.
You didn't just give $5 and be done and feel good about your good deed. You actually went home and started a movement that evening. Wow. And you supported it.
Yeah, well, I think that our job as parents is simply to be the wheels to the engine of our kids. And so whatever our kids' passions are, what they want to do and what they want to become, our sole job as parents is to make that happen as much as we can. So it wasn't really a surprise to me that he wanted to give something. It's always been like that. So, I think some sort of giving is always like, it comes from inside of you. But so it wasn't surprised to me. What was surprising to me is that when he said he wanted to feed them, I said, well, okay, Si, I'll turn around right now and we can go give him the money. And he goes, no, Dad, you don't understand. I want to feed all of them. And I said, okay. And he goes, well, how can we do that? And I said, well, you need to let a lot of people know. You need to get the message out there. You need to create change. You need to be a difference maker. And he goes, okay, so what do we need, like a website? And I said, yeah. And he goes, so can we have that tonight? And that it really is Simon in a nutshell. We've always taught our children, both my wife and I, that you could become anything you want to be. Is you have to, first of all, believe in something, have conviction in something, and you have to want to be a difference maker. And so that's just Simon. Simon's very tenacious, and he wants to do something, he gets it done. And so that's what we did. That night we had everything. That was the start, almost 4 years ago.
Wow. Now, did you think that this was going to be a short-lived project, or did you know that this was going to be something that he just ran with?
I don't know as a parent if you really think that far in advance. I think as parents, if it's a short-lived thing or it's a very large, massive thing, it's important for you to just support your children to accomplish something, to know that they can have an idea, that they can create change. And so whether that's at a small scale or that's at a large scale, I don't think I thought that far ahead. I do remember having the conversation with him and telling him, if you're going to do something like this, you have to finish what you start. You can't start something and then decide you don't want to do it tomorrow. What was surprising to me is that 11 years old, almost 4 years later, over 22,000 men, women, and children helped, and he's still just as passionate about it as he was the first day he started. And so that surprises to me. I think it's just a love of life for him, at this point.
And Simon, how does it feel for you to be a kid making such a big difference and having your parents and mainly your dad really supporting you 100%?
As he said, he always teaches me to be helpful and kind to other people, and that's always what I've done. Like at school, if someone needs help, I help them, and I've always been that type of person. I hope that many people have parents like mine, but I'm very lucky to have my parents.
And I know that you have a saying. Can you share that with us?
Our mission statement is, the reason for being homeless is irrelevant, their need for our compassion isn't.
I absolutely love that, because so often we might hear other people talking about, oh, it's because they're on drugs or they're drinking or whatever. We might try to come up with reasons why we don't want to be generous and be helpful and kind, but it's irrelevant.
It really is, yeah. And that's really encapsulates what we do for the homeless. We don't ask questions. We don't ask them, not in a judgmental way do we ask them what got you here. It doesn't matter to us. They're homeless, they are hungry, and they need our help. And so our job as humans is to be compassionate.
Now, going into these areas, I know that you've been to some kind of what might be considered scary areas. Have you ever felt afraid, or have you felt safe?
I do feel afraid, but knowing that I have people that trust me and that will help me in a tough situation, and if I get in trouble, they'll back me up, I feel safe with them.
And would you share with us one of your favorite stories about going in to be helpful and meeting somebody really interesting or learning a really interesting story?
Well, there's this one lady that we met, Dana. We were going behind the freeway because it was our first food drive that we were going to pass out food, and she was walking towards the exit of the freeway, and we saw her, and we said hello, and she told us her name, and we gave her some food, and she told us our story. And I mean, we've known Dana for a long time now, since the beginning of Share Hope USA, and she's a very nice lady. She has 2 dogs now.
So you like her because you got to meet her a long time ago, and you still have been able to create a relationship with her.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the different ways that you help.
Well, we do a play-doh drive for the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. The first year, we collected 5,800 containers of play-doh throughout my school. The second year, last year, we collected 11,800 containers throughout the Lawndale district. And this year, our goal is to collect 22,000 containers of play-doh.
Okay. So you're really taking on this mission to help anybody in need.
Yes.
Beautiful. Going back to the homeless, we talked about food drives, and you're actually doing something where you're hosting a feeding the homeless and not just collecting it.
We actually go out and feed the homeless on a monthly basis. We have 2 different types of events. We have feeding events where we'll feed 200 to 400 homeless at a time, where we'll have hot food for them, clothing for them. We have barbers come out and cut their hair. We have
dog food for their
dog foods for their dogs. We have groomers come out and groom their pets, and that's a big event. And then we have smaller events which are called street teams, which is generally 6 of us with carts, and we go to the back areas where a lot of homeless don't get a lot of help that they need, and feed them.
And you've been doing this for a couple years now, and has your team grown?
Yeah, actually. Some of my mates from class will come and help. My sister's softball friends would come and volunteer there too. And we've grown a lot during the past 3 years.
A lot of the growth and a lot of the support we have a lot of partners that we've been able to make. We have, there's Corner Burgers from Lawndale. They give us food. They give us hamburger meals, fries, hamburgers. Every month they give it to us so that we can feed the homeless with them. And we have the Burrito Project, which is out of Pasadena, and they make over 100 burritos a month for us, and we hand those out. So it's a community. They say if you want to make big change, a community makes change, and that's exactly what we've created, is a community of people, of difference makers that work together to make something happen. And so we're really just happy to be able to have all the support, because we couldn't do without it.
Wow. So one person can make a difference. One child can make a difference. For anybody who's watching us from home thinking, wow, I wish I could make a difference, but I can't dedicate my time like you guys do, how can people at home get involved and share in your mission?
Well, go to our website. There's an event page. Find out which event you want to come to, and you can come and volunteer.
Okay. And if somebody lives on the East Coast or even in another country, is there a way that they can also contribute?
Absolutely. I would always say this. If you want to be a difference maker, and I told you a way to do it, what would you do? And so what we're giving you is the opportunity to be a difference maker. And I always say that change starts as a ripple and it ends as a tidal wave. And oftentimes we're not able to see in front of us what the change has done and how we've affected change. but it happens. And it could be a simple smile to somebody, a simple good morning can change someone's whole day. Imagine what a hygiene kit can do for a homeless person. We say be a difference maker, and that's one of our biggest things that we promote. Symond has had the privilege, both of us actually have gone, he's talked to, he just finished his second speaking tour where he spoke to 17 different schools throughout the LA area, and speaking to them about his cause, primarily the play-doh drive, but more talking about the importance of being kind, compassionate, and being a difference maker. And so I just say to everybody out there that says, I don't know what to do, or my idea is not big enough, there is no idea that is too small, and there is, everybody can do something. And I say start something, whether it's small or whether it's big. The most important thing for us here is to start it and just see where it goes, and involve young people. I think the love for me in this organization is that we always will focus on the homeless, but we started changing our focus and sharing that focus with young people, and trying to help young people to create more of him, to be able to create more people that say, I want to do this and I want to do that, and to not be okay with what you see in this world. If you're not okay with it, change it. It's that simple.
So you really want to create this tidal wave that just helps people on our whole planet. And when you picture that, do you imagine kids your age or people of all ages?
I really imagine, I hope that a lot of people my age and my dad's age will help and really support us.
And are there any other shout outs that you'd like to give?
Well, I think that a shout out for us to our general volunteers. We have a volunteer base that is very dedicated to us. So I can send out a post saying, hey, we need water, and we have friends like Marsha and friends like Leah that just say, I'll bring two cases. Connie will bring just 2 cases, and that's how we get it done. It's by those individuals, and we would love the support to have corporations that want to get behind us and want to sponsor us from a corporate standpoint. I mean, we would absolutely love that, because the more support we can get from more corporations, we can just expand, do more events every month, help more people, and that's really the whole point of what we're doing. Yeah.
All right. So if you are somebody who wants to help, please join in. If you are a company that would like to give back to an amazing cause inspired by a young man who is the change he wants to see in the world, please contact them. We'll have all their information listed below. You guys have a YouTube channel.
Share Hope USA is our YouTube channel. We try to do put up videos of all of our events up there, so you can kind of see what our last event looked like. Symond says some special messages up there. All of our press is on there as well. So yeah, check it out. There's a lot of good information on our YouTube.
And do more than check it out. Subscribe, give some of their videos a like, leave comments, because the more that we do that, the more that this message gets out to more and more people, and we really want this to be successful. I really love that you are an inspiration for young kids, because so many times kids think, well, what can I do? I'm just a kid. And I really love that you are a parent that's saying, okay, what do you want? Let's do it. Because a lot of parents haven't started doing that yet. And so I think you guys are both leading the way. And it's such an inspiration for me. And I'm so glad that I got to interview you and share your message with my viewers.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys are fabulous. I can't wait to see where this is going to grow. I can't wait to see your face plastered everywhere.
Future leader.
Future leader. I love it. Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.